Well, hello, everybody, and welcome back to another edition of Backstop Banter. It's your boy hosting as always. And as per usual, the guy
And
to
your
my right.
man.
What?
And your man over here.
Yeah, let's not get ahead of ourselves here. The guy to my right, Mr. Michael. How we doing?
I am doing okay now. I'm not going to say I've been doing great all day. Excuse me. Today was my off day at work, so that was nice. But I woke up with a migraine. I woke up, sent the kids off to school, and my wife.
School. It's August 18th.
Yeah, they actually started a week later than the counties. They go to the independent school, and they actually started a week later. Wednesday was their first day, so today's day number 2. When you all start school?
What? We don't start school until after Labor Day.
Seriously? Wow, we always start in August. Like usually first week of August. Of course, we're usually out mid-May, sometimes late May. When are you all out?
Like the first week of June.
Oh, okay. Well, see, you guys are just back a little bit. I don't know. Just the way we do it. But woke up told them all goodbye, and then went back to bed because I had a migraine. And honestly, the migraine did not leave me till about 3 o'clock today. So it's been a fun day of just watching some Office and catching some Z's in between shows or during the shows and not really know what's going on. How about you? How you been doing?
We're fine unless I'm watching a Yankee game, of course, recently. But other than that,
What are they playing on?
I don't know. They play on Yes, so.
Oh yeah, that's right.
They're cool. They have their own broadcast network, like all the real teams should.
I mean, it's okay.
Let me send in the good old link to our folks over at the Unwrapped Network, huh?
That's fine. Because, the way that the Yankees have kind of been playing here lately, I didn't know if they'd really have their own network. Since, they've kind of been down in the dumps. Like, honestly, the Reds have a better record than them since
everybody in baseball has a better record than them.
Well, that was going to be my next point when you kind of rebuttal against the Reds there. But, you already said it, so.
What do you think? I'm stupid?
No, I don't. Never would have said that anyways. But the Yankees have really sucked here lately.
Yeah. I think they're 4-11 now in the month of August.
They have the worst record in August.
They've lost 5 straight series since the first time since 2005. Wow. I think their last 7 games before last night, they averaged 2 runs a game, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're terrible. And oh God, I get.
It's hard to say that they're terrible because
they're awful, Michael. If this was not a PG show, I would really go on an unbelievable rant right now.
And thank you, I appreciate that.
But I won't. I'm still going to go on. Actually, you know what? Here.
You know what?
Listen, I am not fully panicked for the only reason that Stanton is not back yet. DJ was out for a little bit because he was dealing with the toe thing. Rizzo was out for 5 games because he had a back problem. He's coming back from the back now, so hopefully he gets better. Severino will be back late in September. He's obviously very good. They just put Clay Holmes on the IL, who was untouchable the first part of the season. Then all of a sudden didn't know how to throw a strike anymore. But it was always the release point. They couldn't fix that apparently, which I didn't even know was possible. But here's my thing. There's 2 kind of classifications here. There's 2 type of people that annoy me right now, and they're both Yankee fans or people in general. I'm not much of a people person, but there's the class that's, oh, why are you booing the team? They're trying so hard, blah, 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 blah. You're booing your own players. Why would you do that? Who need to absolutely shut up. Because, first of all, I understand that, maybe, Michael, I'm sure in Cincinnati, you guys would never boo Joey Votto or somebody of that age. Listen, Derek Jeter got booed. Mariano.
Wait. No, I've got to stop you right there. Like right now, Joey Votto has taken so much slack for the Reds. Like it's
you
been
guys
ridiculous.
boo him.
Yes, like everyone, like there's a Facebook page that I'm on. And they're like, it's just so ironically that he's went like 0 of 22, and now he has season-ending surgery. Like we need to get rid of him. Blah blah blah. Like they love him, but they just talk about how bad he is for the team because he's $25 million a year. I want to say something like that. And we're trying to cut costs. Like everyone's like, we need to trade him. He sucks. He's a has-been.
People are even saying like him during the games.
Well, now I mean I haven't been to a game. It's a 5-hour drive for me.
The games, Michael.
Well, the fans are kind of scarce anymore, so it's kind of crazy on that.
Well, listen, I'll tell you this: you play bad, you get booed. And I'm so like,
absolutely.
The people that are like, oh my gosh, you shouldn't boo your own team, or it's only going to make them play worse. It's New York. Like, what did you expect? Like, have you never watched a New York baseball game? Like, even if you get traded to the team and it's not where you want to go or something, it's supposed to catch you by surprise?
Right.
It's been happening since baseball was invented in New York. Like I said, Mariano is the greatest closer of all time. Blew 2 consecutive saves against the Red Sox, booed him off the mound. Derek Jeter started the season like 0 for 21, booed him out of the batter's box. Like, so what? You think all of a sudden because, it's 2022 and, things have changed maybe a little bit that, oh my gosh, you're 4-11 in the month of August and everybody's, oh, yeah, don't worry about it. Well, like the only reason that it's not a complete panic is because apparently everybody else in the AL East sucks now. They still they are 4-11 in this month, and I think even going back further, they're like 22-26 over like a certain amount of games or whatever. Do the math.
I know they were under 500 since July.
Under 500.
I think it was 24-26 last I heard.
And they still have a 10-game lead in the division. 10 games. Now, it's going to be 9 games today because the Blue Jays are going to beat them because, our great trade of Frankie Montas. Listen, don't get me wrong, I was excited for because, we needed another starting pitcher. He decided to give up 5 runs in the second inning. Meanwhile, and he also, I believe, gave up like 7 runs in his first start against the Cardinals.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, we traded away Jordan Montgomery to the Cardinals for a center fielder that might not play in the rest of the regular season because he's hurt. And not only is this Jordan Montgomery's best, little part of the season or anything like no. He's 3-0 with a 0.5 ERA over his last 3 starts, all with the Cardinals. So yeah, in a league where you need starting, David Cohn every year says you need to go into the season with a minimum of like 7 or 8 starting pitchers because people are going to get hurt. Mm-hmm. So yeah, let's trade away a starting pitcher for a guy who might not play. Now obviously we kind of need a center fielder because Aaron Hicks is not a professional baseball player. I mean, I've never seen somebody be able to kill momentum faster than him. Bases loaded a couple nights ago, tap back, inning-ending double play with the bases loaded. 4th double play of the season with the bases loaded this year, most in the majors, by the way. So obviously he is absolutely terrible and should never be near a baseball field ever again unless it's the minor leagues or he's coaching. If he has a kid, that's the only time he should be near a field. Right. And then, the only person on the team that can do anything is Judge, and Judge can't do anything anymore because nobody will pitch to him. I have never seen, listen, I was not even relevant in my lifespan when Barry Bonds was doing what he was doing, but I can now understand what it was probably like. Judge comes up and it is immediately, I don't think I've seen him get a fastball one time in the past 7 games. Nobody will throw him a fastball. I mean, and if they do throw him a fastball, it's unhittable. It's super high, it's low, or honestly, it's catching him off guard now because he just doesn't see them anymore. Jose Barrios tonight probably might have thrown him 2. So far, it's the 7th inning. He's might have thrown him 2.
Really?
So he obviously has to try and do everything because nobody else can hit. Let's see here. there's some other things that just little. Because here's my thing too that doesn't really make any sense to me. This is a team that loves analytics like you would not believe, like most Major League Baseball teams do, which is fine. If you're going to go with it, do whatever. Last night, now the Yankees.
Oh, wow. I guess he got booted, or either I didn't. I don't know what's going on here. We'll wait to see. So I don't know what he was about to go into, but we'll just kind of stall until he gets here because I wasn't expecting that. But it says device not connected. We'll just give him a few moments. Maybe he'll come back here into the show. What's kind of funny is because the Yankees have struggled so much, one of our guys I actually watch shows quite a bit, my buddy Jared, he actually called me a couple nights ago, was talking to me on the phone, said, hey, man, you might want to check on your boy Connie because the Yankees have flat out sucked here lately. Talking about how well his team, which is the St. Louis Cardinals, compare for the I would say the team of the 2020s or the 2000s at least, compare the two teams together and talked about how the Cardinals are a better team than the Yankees, but the Yankees are the ones that always get talked about. It's New York. That's where I go with that one. But I even went with Connie, what he usually does, talks about how Michael Kay and his show and everything. So I even watched some of the show today or listened to it on this podcast. And they were talking about how the Yankees are struggling so much. You don't know what they've got with these voids. Like a lot of the callers are calling in and saying like the team that we had at the beginning of the year that played so well, was that actually the team? Are they in a slump right now? Or
anyway, I'm back. Don't know what happened.
Well, let me just tell you what I was doing real quick, if you don't mind. Actually, for this event, because I figured we'd dive deep into them, I did watch some of the Michael Kay show here recently, listened to it on the podcast, and they were talking about like what is going on with the Yankees. Like, is this the legit team what we have? And they were just hot in the beginning, or the hot in the beginning is our team and they just suck now. You know, they talked about how Judge is hurt and Stanton's been out and how they need to pay Judge because if Judge wasn't on this team,
they'd be awful.
We wouldn't have no one. And one thing I thought was interesting is, Chapman, who used to be a Red, is a Yankees, left the Yankees, won World Series with the Cubs, back being Yankees. And they're talking about I thought it was a great point. I can't remember who it was. It wasn't Michael Kay, but he's talking about our closers or a bullpen is a committee, basically. Like, it's not set in stone who the Yankees bullpen rotation
Boone
is.
Said that.
Did Boone say that?
Yeah, Boone said it's closer by committee now.
And he basically, the guy that was on the show was talking about if you have a committee like that, it's like having three good quarterbacks. You don't have a quarterback. Like, you can have good quarterbacks until you decide which one's it. You don't have a good one. And he said probably Chapman will be the one by the end of the year or in the World Series or playoffs run like that. But he said until they finally say that instead of a committee, this is who it's going to be, it's going to be shambles with that too. But since you mentioned Boone, I'm going to go ahead and talk a little bit about that, and then I'll let you get back on it too. They kept, I won't say dogging Boone, but they were riding him a little bit on the show, saying like, he's the managers, the players first, that he's the personality, and that's why they went with him, and that's why they stuck with him with the Yankees, because they talked about Joe Girardi being kicked out because basically he had the military attitude, this is nothing else. And we know how society is. It's kind of going away from that. You can't have these headstrong people that just tell you this is it, this is no way, my way or the highway. And talk about Boone, how he is more of a apologetic for his players and during the broadcast and different things or interviews. And it's, my fault on this. I'm sorry we did this. But it's like, hey, we need to do something different. And they're kind of challenging Boone. Obviously, Boone wasn't there on what they can do different or what he should manage, what they use the word. He should manage, which is hilarious because he's the manager, and do different. And they're talking about take a weekend off. Don't even play it, that one guy said. Take them out to, I don't know, a skating rink. But, like, that's what I'm going to ask you on this. Like, is Gallo that missing person that had it fun? I'm not saying athletic and producing because he didn't. But is he that, like, missing piece that we don't see that's in the dugout that makes everything like, hey, yeah, this is going a little bad, but let's have fun, and we forget that stuff? Because I'm going to go back to Dalton, who was with us once. We talked about how when he's in a slump, he doesn't practice, because you don't want to focus on the bad things to make it worse. Like, is Gallo a guy who somehow was a short-term memory guy that erased that stuff? Are they missing him because of this?
I mean, don't get me wrong, he was liked in the clubhouse. You know, that's what all the reports were. And I mean, that's the other thing. Jordan Montgomery came up with the team. He went through their minor league system. He was there, you know, the past, I don't know, 4 or 5 years. So, I mean, both of them were liked in the clubhouse. But if you are a professional athlete and you can't, and your entire season goes to crap because your two friends got traded off of the team, you shouldn't be playing anyway. Like, you're a professional player. You can't get past. It's baseball's a bit. How many people? They've probably been traded themselves.
Right.
Stanton got traded here. Montas got traded here. I mean, the only real Rizzo got traded here. Donaldson got traded here. IKF got traded here. Let's see. The only real person that's come up through the system. I mean, Garrett Cole signed here. Aaron Judge came up through the system. Luis Severino came up through the system. Jose Trevino got traded here. Gleyber Torres got traded here. Andrew Benintendi got traded here. So you all understand that as a business, you all of a sudden thought that nobody was going to get traded. It was a trade deadline. People were going to try and get better. So I mean, I don't know what I'm supposed to do with that. That your two pals that made jokes in the clubhouse. Okay, find somebody else that's funny. They're the only two funny people on the entire planet.
I mean, and what they talked about too, like Aaron Judge, like he's not the captain. I didn't realize that he's not a captain.
Yeah, there's no captain at the moment.
Okay, well they talked about in the show like he may be the captain soon.
Oh yeah, they signed him to an extension. He will be.
But has he showed to be the captain as far as in the locker room? Like, has he stepped up during this time? Like,
nobody knows that. We're not in the locker room. That's the problem.
Right. And that's what they're kind of saying. Basically, are we challenging this? Like, is Aaron Judge that guy that can be a captain? Because this is when we need him most to be saying stuff, or someone else need to be that guy? Is Stanton that guy? He said, what else was it? Chapman, who won a World Series. Someone else won a World Series.
Rizzo.
Someone else. Oh, yeah, Rizzo. But then they went on, like, no one else really has any playoff experience with this team anymore. So, I mean, I just want to know, let me ask you this, at least this way. Is this really your team now, or was your team at the beginning and we're just in a huge slump?
No, and listen, it's the cop-out answer too, but I think they're somewhere in between. They were not that good. Like, they were winning. They were going to break the wins record.
Right.
I mean, they weren't that good, but I mean, we're probably going to go to 4-12 because I think it's 9-2 right now. 4-12 is also not how bad they are. And like I said, you can tell that people are missed. Like, that portion of the lineup that's DJ, who was out for, like I said, for a few games, then Judge, then Rizzo, then Stanton. Like, that's the part that makes everything else better, because now you attack DJ LeMahieu. You actually pitch to him because, you know, you don't want to pitch around him and then have a runner on for Judge to come up and hit a home run. Then you can listen. You can pitch around Judge, but if LeMahieu's already on first, you want to pitch around Judge, put two runners on for Rizzo to come up, who has, I believe, 28 home runs this season. And then it's not like, oh, we're going to pitch around Rizzo too and go to Stanton, who was a former MVP, has, I think, before he got hurt, had like 22, 24 home runs as well. Like, so people not being there obviously has hurt them. But I mean, there's just other people that are just bad. Like, before Donaldson hit that home run last night, like, he's basically useless. Like, he is basically useless. He's a great defender. He's having an unbelievable year in the field, actually. If you combine the defensive runs saved between DJ when he plays third and Donaldson when they play third, combine them, they're a platinum glove winner, not gold glove. They would be the best third baseman in the entire MLB. They're unbelievable. But the problem is you can't combine them. And one of them, you know, DJ's usually at second, or I don't know. DJ's usually in there somehow because he has to.
Right. He has to. DJ LeMahieu. I say it perfect every time now. What did I say the first time? LeMahieu?
I don't know. I don't even.
LeMahieu, I think it was.
I honestly don't even remember. Damn, I was making a good point before. Oh, there we go. The analytics thing. No, the analytics things before I got kicked off.
Yes, analytics. Oh, you meant way back.
If you're going to go all in, then go all in. That makes sense. Okay, fine. Does everybody love it? No. Are they going to do it anyway? Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to look it up too because I want to make sure. Oh my gosh, no, I forgot his name. Please tell me I still have it. Oh wait, I think I tweeted about it. I have to find his name first because I want to make sure that the numbers are right. And I know
I'm upset
that there's Francisco Mejia. That's what it is. Francisco Mejia. Let's look it up right here. And let's go to his splits. Let's look at his splits. And let's go here. Let's scroll down a bit. All right, perfect. Here we go. So last night, top of the 10th inning, you bring in Aroldis Chapman. Scott Efros does a good job in the bottom of the top of the ninth. Got out of a little bit of trouble. Yankees don't score on the bottom. Go to extra innings. Cool beans. Love it. Big
cool
fan.
Beans.
Whatever. So you bring in Chapman.
Mm-hmm.
Fine. I probably wouldn't have done that because anybody who's ever watched a Yankee game knows that Chapman cannot deal with a runner on base. I don't know what it is, but he freaks out when there's a runner on base. Oh, they're probably going to let him steal the base. Let him steal at that point.
Which is crazy that a guy can throw over 100 miles per hour like that and still get stolen.
Because his windup is so slow. He has to kick his leg up to his head before.
But he's still like over 100 miles per hour. Like that ball is whipping. But anyway.
Yeah. So he's so scared about the runner stealing. So I think first batter walks. I believe the second batter walked because I think it was bases loaded, nobody out. I think he got somebody to – I want to say somebody struck out and then somebody flew out. Whatever. Doesn't really matter. All I know is he has 2 walks in the inning. It's bases loaded and 2 outs. Now, very simple to me, Michael, and let me know if this is stupid of me. I don't think it is. I think it's very simple, especially if you're going to follow the analytics. Michael, I got a question for you. You watched Aroldis Chapman pitch. Is he a left-handed pitcher or a right-handed pitcher?
Oh, shoot. I want to say he's left, ain't he?
Okay, great job, Michael.
You're
killing the game.
Woo, 1 for 1.
He is a switch hitter, Michael. Just cool. Good for you. Against lefties, he bats – now it's only 57 at-bats, but still, he bats .386, has a slugging percentage of .561 and an OPS of .958. Okay? And let's remind the people here, Michael. What's Chapman?
A lefty.
That's okay. We're doing great then. They have Jonathan Loaisiga warming up in the bullpen.
Is he a righty?
He's a right. Look at this, Michael. So that's Mejia against left-handed pitchers. Now, Michael, if you're an analytics guy, tell me what move you would go with. You go with Mejia against Chapman, who's the lefty. Like I said, let's remind the people. Bats .386 against him. Slugs .561. OPS of .958. Or do you go to the bullpen to get the right-handed pitcher because he bats .225, has a slugging percentage of .384, and an OPS of .633? Now, which move do you make?
It's a toughie. Because, against a left-hander batting over 300, there's a chance.
386.
There's a chance that he's going to get in a slump and start striking out.
Yep.
So I'm going to go with the right-hander.
I think that's a great decision as well.
Thank you so much.
I think it's a great decision. I really do. But what did we do? No. Keep Chapman in there. Keep him in there. Now, listen. Was it kind of luck? Because Chapman, to his credit, got him to a 2-2 count, threw a 101-mile-an-hour fastball to the bottom left corner of the zone. The dude was late on the swing. It got by Rizzo at first base. So it's not like it was a bad pitch. He didn't give up a grand slam. He didn't let the dude hit a double, into the gap. There wasn't smoke. It was basically an emergency swing that he was late on the pitch and it went down the first baseline. But still, wouldn't it have made sense to bring in the right-hander that you have warming up in the bullpen? It
totally would.
And listen, the other perfect example you can do this with too, Eduardo Escobar. We can go all the way back to the Met series. I think it was it had to have been the bottom of the ninth inning because the Mets won in a walk-off. He was, I believe, like second up in the inning or something like that. I think the Yankees got an out or something. Whatever, it doesn't matter. No, actually, it was the first batter of the inning, now that I remember. First batter of the inning. Why can't I find Eduardo Escobar splits here? What are we doing here? Can I go see his New York Mets? Oh, hold on. Let's see. Let me look up Eduardo Escobar splits because, listen, this is a show about facts. I want to get this right as well. Eduardo Escobar splits. Let's go back to this. Okay, here's another good one, Michael. So, to start the ninth inning, they bring in Wandy Peralta, who, by the way, Yankee fans should know this, is a left-handed pitcher once again. Now, both numbers are not pretty, Michael, but pretty simple to me once again. Versus lefties, Eduardo Escobar is batting .250. Well, obviously not good. Slugs .500 and OPS 786. He's the leadoff batter of the inning, so you can pick anybody.
Mm-hmm.
You can pick anybody, and I think the person who pitched the eighth inning only had thrown like 10 pitches. So that's not a lot to say like, oh, he threw too many pitches. He can't go pitch the next
I'm with you.
Or even if you want to say that, you could say he could at least pitch the first batter of the inning because it was a right-handed pitcher. Because Michael, against right-handed pitchers, he bats 199 with a 261 with a 327 slugging percentage and a 588 OPS. So what's the decision? Why would you not let the right-handed pitch at least the start? Just to start of the next inning, get one batter. But no, you bring in the lefty. He immediately smokes a double down the line, and I think the next batter hit a walk-off single. So it's the combination of nobody can hit right now, and that it also drives me insane too that they all come up to the plate, and I feel like everybody takes the first pitch. And then
that's a new thing, though.
And then when there's situations where they should take the first pitch, they don't. Like I'm watching it. Every first pitch, it seems like Brios is throwing a curveball literally down the middle.
Uh-huh.
No, I don't think I've seen more than two people swinging the first pitch. Last night, Michael, Aaron Judge has a four-pitch walk to load the bases, right? And I mean, not like your typical, like, oh, that was close. Like, not close to the strike zone walk. On 4 pitches. Bases loaded now, 1 out. Yankees are down, I think, 1 run because Judge walked. When Judge walked, he walked a runner in, which, by the way, 101st RBI of the season, batting .297, 46 home runs. Give this man the MVP or I am never watching baseball ever again. At least give me that bright spot of the season. Gleyber Torres comes up next at bat. Now, you would think 4 straight pitches out of the zone. Even though it's to Aaron Judge, you should probably take a pitch. Make him throw strikes. First pitch, curveball out of the zone, taps a ball to shortstop, double play ends the inning. How are you not taking? How do you not take a pitch?
You got me. I mean, honestly, like, and even
I'm an idiot. Literally. I could never do what any of these people do, but I can critique it because you want to know what? I've seen hundreds of games and I've seen hundreds of players do it. So is it not true? And that's the other thing. It's not even like, oh, I can critique it because I know this better than you. It's common sense. We've learned that since Little League. Take a pitch.
But like, seriously, that's one thing probably in the last 3 to 4 years I've watched the Reds. They take more first pitches now than in those last 5 years than I've seen in the longest time. I don't know if it's analyticals or what, because you hear pitchers, one thing they always say, throw strikes and get ahead in the account at the beginning. So I don't know. Oh, did Yankees just hit a home run? Oh no, sorry, it's struck out. Sorry, my bad. Apologize.
Be real here, Michael.
I've got it on the computer on a different screen, and it just did something like.
Even if it did hit a home run, it would make it 9-4.
Okay.
So, you know.
But it was just talking about how the Yankees right now, pitching, you talked about earlier. I don't know where I was going, honestly. I'm just switching here. Oh, first pitches, yeah. And I don't know if, like, the pitchers, they always throw first pitch. Greg Maddux was a known person for that first pitch right down the middle strike because everyone takes the first pitch. So he'd always get ahead. He never faced more than like a 3-0 count of like 300 batters in his whole career, and like 200 were walks or intentional walks. So it's something crazy stat. Obviously, guys, we try to give us as true facts as we can. That's not 100% factual on my numbers there. It's like 128 of those 300 walks, like legit. Now, with that being said, I don't know if they're trying to take that, hey, pitchers are going to throw a first pitch strike, so be ready to attack right away. So I don't know if that's just a new thing.
Maddux had 310 3-0 counts in his career, and 177 were intentional walks.
So, I mean, I was close with my exaggeration numbers. So, I mean, not bad.
Listen, we just facts here, so I wanted to, make it official.
That's right. But I'm looking here. It looks like Springer is killing it today for you against you guys. He's what, 4 of 4?
Oh yeah. I mean, I think if the half of the Blue Jays, like, I honestly, in a weird way, don't understand how the Yankees ever beat the Blue Jays. Honestly,
thank you. They're a good team, are they not?
No, who said they were a bad team? I memean, this year they're not doing what everybody thought they were going to do, but that's mainly because of their pitching. Because I think they score the 6th most runs in the majors. But like, Bo Bichette bats like 330 with like 7 home runs against them in his career.
Oh, wow.
Vlad has like 12 home runs against them in his career. George Springer, I feel like, is always at least 2 for 3. So I mean, like I said, I have no idea how they ever beat them. But I mean, they somehow do. But anyway.
But I will say this with the Yankees. One thing a caller did on the show, Michael K, was talking about starting pitchers and how bad they are. And the host, because I think Michael K wasn't on today's show.
Yeah, Michael K hasn't been on in like 2 months. He's taking a vacation.
Okay. Oh, well, he stopped him right in his track and said, listen, maybe by the end of the season you have a point, but the last 6 games we have had quality. Yes, so he was like, don't complain about starting pitchers when that's not what's beating us right now. We've had 6 quality starts in a row. So, I mean, a lot of people get hung up on, and it's casual fans. We hear something. And one thing he even said, like, first inning last night, I think it was, gave up 3 runs in the first inning, which sounds like it was going to be a bad it might have been night before last because it was yesterday's show, I think. But it talked about one of the pitchers giving up.
I don't know. You could be right. I just can't.
It was just 3 runs in the first inning, and they're talking about. But then he came back and settled down, and still had a quality start.
No, that was 2 games ago.
Okay.
Matt Cortez gave up a 3-run home run in the first inning, and then pitched like 7 innings and didn't give up another hit.
But yet they still lost with a quality start, though. But they're talking about Yankees only scoring, I think, 2 runs the whole game. So in today's time, you can't win a game unless you're scoring 3 or more runs. I like to say with 4. That's my number. I think if you don't score 4 runs, you lose.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to get a disagreement out of me. I mean, it's pretty. Like I said, I think the Yankees were leading the majors in runs per game. Like and this is where I will agree with people. Like, actually not with people, with like the Michael K show, because everybody calls him like, oh, they're not trying.
Mm-hmm.
Really? They're not trying. Are you stupid? Like, what do you mean they're not trying? You think they're going up there? Like, you know what? We played a lot of games in the first half of the season. We played pretty well. So I don't feel like, trying to get a hit tonight. Like,
we've already done 60. Well, that's all we want to play.
Yeah, like get your head together, bro. Like that's not a thing. And the only reason
run differentials, y'all are still over 196.
What was that?
You're still over 196 on run differentials.
Oh yeah. It's
that's crazy.
Like I said, a lot of that beginning of the season, they were demons. They were demons.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, that's what I was gonna say. Just to finish this up, because I'm gonna throw up if I keep talking about them. Everybody's like, oh, they're lazy, they're not trying. Listen, people only say that when people can't hit, because Michael, you're not getting the same, people saying, oh, they're lazy, they're not trying to win.
Mm-hmm.
if they were constantly losing 9-7 games. But it's the fact that it's 3-1 and they lost a game 1-0 the day before that, and it's games like, oh, they're not trying. Yeah, all right, whatever helps you sleep at night. Whatever helps you sleep at night. But anyway, that was my.
I agree.
I needed that. But yeah, we'll move on from there because Michael, I want to talk about something that I simply don't understand why more teams don't do it. And I want to praise Michael, it's kind of your team, not Cincinnati Reds, of course.
Okay.
Because we know Michael doesn't actually have a favorite team. We know that.
The Reds are my team. I've got some other nice teams, okay? I like the St. Louis Redlegs out there in St. Louis. And then also the Blue Jays, just because Vlad is my favorite player in today's time, okay? That's it. I can be a fan of other teams, but my team is the Reds. We host a baseball show, man. Like we have to.
But I'm only a Yankee fan.
Have you ever seen any other memorabilia of any other team other than the Reds in my house?
No, but in your heart, there's different colors in there, and that's what really matters.
But in your heart,
that's what really matters.
Fair enough. I've got a buddy. I say a buddy. He's in his 60s, but his son lives out in Seattle. And he's going to go out and visit him this weekend, next Thursday. And he's bought tickets for his dad to go watch the Mariners play. And I was like, listen, I need you to get 3 people's autographs. Luis Castillo, Jesse Winker, and Julio Rodriguez. Not Suarez.
Julio's that's the man.
I said, I'm going to get you a Cincinnati Reds hat. You're going to take it with you. They may sign for you because you have a Reds hat. He's like, why? I said, because they used to play for the Reds. Not Julio, but
Julio's like
Jesse Winker.
Like people talk like usually, rookie of the year, kind of, maybe it should be. Julio Rodriguez is so far and away the rookie of the year, so it's literally not even comparable.
It's not even a discussion. Like
there's
no point
literally absolutely zero discussion. There's no point even talking about it.
That's what I just carry on. My team.
Yeah, let's go to the Braves because, like I said, I need to fully understand why more teams don't do this. Michael, let me. I think I sent this tweet into the chat. I don't know if you've seen it. I don't know. Whatever. Michael, do you know the total value of Mike Trout's contract?
You gonna bring this up? Like you gonna share that screen and pull that up that way? As I'm dancing here.
Guess first.
How much? What now?
Do you know the total value of Mike Trout's contract?
$429 million.
Wow, you're very close. There's no way you're not looking at this, right? It's $426.5 million.
Because I remember I was like, well, see, I looked at it in the chat like 2 days ago. Like it's somewhat.
I just said if you saw it, and you said no.
No, I said I totally did.
Oh, I didn't. I thought you said I totally didn't.
No, I totally did.
So you just basically said it again. And then
oh my gosh.
You just said didn't right there. There's no way.
No, I said I totally did.
There we go. There we go. That time it sounded like it. We're gonna have to work on that pronunciation there, Michael.
I'm Kentucky, man. I'm pronouncing more. Pronunciating
wow.
More than I usually do. Listen here, you want me to talk like I usually do around here? That's a lot.
I hope that's not how you talk. I almost died right there. Do you know the total contract value of Ronald Acuna, Ozzie Albies, Austin Riley, and Michael Harris?
Carry the one, bring down, place value here. I'm going to say $419 million.
Well, Michael, good job on going back and looking at the tweet.
I did not. But bam.
I don't understand.
That's crazy, really.
How does every team not do this?
Well, the thing is, the Braves didn't miss. Like they booked them early and they hit on them.
Michael, you didn't think? No. All right, well, to me that doesn't even make sense anyway. Because why didn't the Yankees sign Aaron Judge 3 years ago then? We knew he was good by then.
He had that 1 year where he struck out like a million times, and they were a little iffy.
No, there was after his rookie year, I would have signed him to a contract immediately.
But he was cheap then because of his rookie contract. Can you look up? Let me ask you this: can you look up like when these contracts happened? Because Acuna has not been in the league very long.
Michael Harris, the last dude on that list, he's a rookie right now.
Well, I mean, so he's on a rookie contract. So, I mean, that kind of is obvious why he's cheap.
No. They signed him to a contract extension, though, is what I'm saying.
Oh, okay. So they're signing them when they're rookies then.
That's what I'm saying. I don't understand why teams don't sign their players super early.
I'm with you on that then. Because Jonathan India, for the Reds, Rookie of the Year last year, like we should have already inked him up to something. Because Votto's out the door. Why not go ahead and say, hey, you're our guy. And build around
exactly what I'm saying. Because now you have to look at it. Aaron Judge now, they tried to sign him at the beginning of the year, and they were cheap about it, didn't want to do it. Whatever.
Right.
Michael, how much money did that cost them? They probably have to pay Judge $40 million now.
Right.
He's running away with the MVP. Literally statistic. He has like a 7 WAR. And I think WAR is, whatever, wins above replacement. Wow, a computer calculated that. But I mean, that's what people really care about now, especially analytic people. That's the highest in the majors.
What does WAR stand for? I forget.
Wins above replacement.
Okay.
So, I
was thinking whip.
That's walks to hits to innings pitched.
Right.
But so apparently,
can we make up our own stat and start tracking it? I
mean, we could.
Swings to first pitch that are balls.
Yeah, they probably are. Yeah, we have to come up with something real weird.
It's true.
I have to come up with what stats always annoy me, and this is kind of more of a football thing and then a baseball thing, I guess. But you ever watch stuff and it's he's 4-0 at home when it's 45 degrees out and the sun is coming in and there's a wind of 5 miles per hour to the left. I'm like, all right, do we really need that? That's
yeah. Or well, I mean, it's kind of what you're saying. I'm just changing it around. There's no point in wasting more time on it. So go ahead, back to your point.
No, I think I just look at these numbers and this is my point. You signed Acuna, I think it might have been his second season because he won Rookie of the Year, then had a really good year again, and they signed him. Ozzie Albies, I think they signed him a couple years ago. Austin Riley, I think this is his second year, I want to say. He's also, of course, in the race to be the MVP, so they signed him. Michael Harris is probably going to win Rookie of the Year, which, by the way, the Braves, both Rookie of the Years in the NL this year, both Braves. It's literally a toss-up between him and there's a pitcher that they have that's also a rookie that's just an absolute demon. So, good for them. Mm-hmm. But, how do more teams do this?
If I'm Baltimore, I'm doing this.
I sign Aldi Rutschman right now.
Yes. And then when the other guys that they have come up in their prospect portals within the next year or two, I do this because they got 3 in the top
prospects, dude.
Is it 2 top 5? I was going to say 3 top 10, but I know there's at least 2 up there.
Well, they have Grayson Rodriguez, who's the 5th ranked, I think, and then Gunnar Henderson, I think, is the 2nd ranked prospect. Gunnar Henderson's a shortstop. Grayson Rodriguez is a starting pitcher. The Orioles they're ahead of schedule, I think. They might be pretty nice next year. I don't think they're winning the division or anything like that, but I think they're right back to the point where, competing for the wild card again, especially because, you got to remember, their best pitcher, John Means, out for the year with Tommy John. You got to hope that – listen, I wouldn't put it past him, Michael. Why don't you sign Trey Mancini back?
Yeah, I couldn't – I mean, yeah, I'm totally for that. Baltimore deserves that right there alone.
Acuna signed his contract on April 2nd, 2019.
Okay.
He made his debut in 2018.
Okay, so after a year.
Yeah.
What made his debut the 2018 season or mid-season? Was he a rookie the 2019?
No, yeah, he was NL Rookie of the Year in 2018.
Okay.
And then 2019, they signed him to the contract. Like, is it that difficult? Let's see. Ozzy Albies.
And see, the thing is, go ahead.
Ozzy. Oh, 2-time All-Star. I thought they said 2-time World Series champion. I said the Braves only have one, unless I'm out of my mind. Albies debuted in 2017, and then in 2019, Michael, they signed him to a 7-year contract. I'll let you guess how much money it is.
7 years. I mean, it's under 400 on this. I'm going to say 120.
35 million.
Wow.
A 7-year, $35 million contract.
So who's making most of that money? Acuna?
Acuna's contract was
because 400 and Albies is only 35 million.
Acuna's contract is 8 years for 100 million.
So how's that going to 400 million then?
Let's see what Austin Riley's is. Austin Riley. If I could type, that would help. Austin Riley is currently signed to what did they just signed to a contract? 10 years, 212. So he's making most of it, actually.
Okay.
And I don't even think he's the best player. Acuna's obviously.
But it's 10 years, so I mean, it's.
But still, Acuna's is 8 years for 100.
That is crazy.
And then Michael Harris signed
He's a rookie, right? Or just signed 200. So.
Michael Harris.
60, maybe?
Let's see. 8 years, 72 million.
72. That's close with my quick math.
Like, nobody's making anything.
No.
Nobody's making anything. And Michael, you know what else they've done? They have literally assured their fans and the team that they're good for the next 10 years.
Absolutely.
Like, they will have a good team for the next 10 years.
Absolutely.
And the Braves make some pretty decent money because, believe it or not, they're actually owned by like a public company.
Mm-hmm.
So they have to report how much money they make. And like all the other teams can keep it private, like how much money they technically make each year. But I think the Braves were up there. So it's not like they're broke either. They're just smarter than everybody else. Now,
no, it's Turner.
You are
Turner, right? Turner Broadcast.
I'll tell you right now. Because I literally have no idea.
I think it's the network, Turner Broadcast. That's why it used to be Turner Field and everything.
Liberty Media.
Well, that's probably what the Turner Broadcast is broken on down, like the top thing.
No. It says the deal included the exchange of the Braves, valued at $450 million. I don't know. I guess.
You know what?
Oh, wait, they were owned by the. Yeah, no, they were owned by TNT.
Okay.
They were owned that. Well, I mean, then again, that was also at 1996. So
right.
They were owned by Time Warner.
Time Warner. I said Turner. Time Warner.
Then they got sold to Liberty Media in 2007.
Okay.
So, but I mean, that's just smart. Like, think of the what's it called? Small market teams would just do the same thing. You guys could be good. But I will say, I do agree with what you said too. It is a little bit of luck involved as well, because obviously Acuna wins Rookie of the Year, and then they sign him in 2019. Like, what if Rookie of the Year was his peak, and then all of a sudden they sign him and he turned into a pumpkin? And then, you obviously got to hope, like Michael Harris, yeah, he's in the running to be the Rookie of the Year this year, but like, what if he's all of a sudden trash? Like after
right.
So you do have to get a little lucky, but I mean,
at the same time, that's why you can trade them. I mean,
that's the other thing too. And Michael, let me tell you, that might be one of the better points you've ever made on this show.
Oh, well, thank you.
Because even if they're not that good, with a contract like that, you could trade them to somebody who thinks they can.
Yeah.
You could trade Ozzy Albies right now. 7 years for $35 million for a second baseman switch hitting.
For years too, right? For years, like it's a most of the time you get a 1 year or a finishing out the year, like hey, you've got years to work with this guy and make him a better player.
What did we say? $35 million, right? Michael, he's making $5 million a year.
Yeah,
$5 million a year.
I mean, that's what I make a year.
Yeah, me too.
On this show, Backstop Banter, $5 million a year.
We're getting racks. It's unbelievable what we do
with our sponsorships that you see right down there.
Yeah, Backstop Banter. Michael, look at it. Now that I'm looking at the ticker, what are we doing here? Not even spaced out properly.
What are we talking about?
Oh, I had to fix it now. There was no space between on and Facebook.
Okay. So sounds great.
I fixed it. Don't worry.
You the man. Or the boy.
Michael, I do try. Let me tell you, I try. Certainly.
Hey, let me ask you a quick question. Speaking of try, have you tried ranch in a while?
No, because ranch is disgusting. I would never put it near my mouth.
Just please don't say that sentence again. That's just weird.
Disgusting. Ranch is absolutely terrible.
Okay. Carry on.
Michael, you remember the kid that I told you I work with that runs that Met page?
Yeah. Sorry I said that so loud. Yeah.
I talked to him a little bit. Trying to make some connections here.
Mm-hmm.
This stupid fly running around my room, or flying around my room. I wish it was running. I would stomp on it. Very annoying, by the way.
It happens. I can't see it here, so you're good.
Oh no, you can. I've seen it fly through the camera view.
Well, I haven't caught eye of it. I said eye. So weird, right?
Very. Look, bro, this thing is like low key, kind of big too.
Maybe it's wasp. You live in the
flash
city.
Water immediately.
I mean, like Ant-Man and the Wasp girl, is it?
You know what the worst are, Michael? And I'm sure you got. I mean, I know you guys have the South.
South.
Well, I don't know. I barely consider.
Can you believe? I'm sorry. A girl I work with did not know I had a gap until yesterday, and she's worked at the store with me for 2 years. Yes, I mean, where else would I have a gap? But they were talking about someone, and man, they have a huge gap. So that's not funny. We need to stop that right there. Like, why do you have a gap? And I was like, no, what?
I'm not gonna lie. You don't really see your teeth when you talk.
Thank you. I'm glad.
Like you see my teeth when I talk, but like you, it's like you're.
That's because I'm from Kentucky, baby.
I mean, yeah, that'll be the typical, and maybe when you're like 75, that's what you'll look like.
No.
I would expect it, honestly. What was I about to say though?
Met connection, superheroes.
Oh no, I just talked to him
down in the South. We have.
What the hell was I going to say?
You said something about a wasp need a fly swatter. Hey,
I bet you
down in the South. See? Oh, dude, listen.
The absolute worst.
They are. And it's always when you're in the pool, too.
Yes.
It's so bad.
We used to have a pool in my house. I used to be in the pool smacking the soul out of my head.
Oh, out of your own head? Yes. Thank you. I'm so glad you did that.
Oh, my God.
Because my son, who screams at everything, like, he overreacts anytime he gets hurt. Well, so, I mean, they're huge. I don't know, viewers, if you ever, or listeners, if you've ever seen a horsefly, they're pretty much as big as a quarter, like legit. And in a pool, they'll circle you like 2 or 3 times before they land. Then they'll land on you and they'll bite you, and it hurts. Yeah, so we always, we go underwater, splash like crazy to get rid of them. That way they fly away. But they always come back. So I actually just stand still and let it land, and then I try to kill it on myself. So I'm so glad you do that, because my son, like, he panics when it comes around. And the other day there was one landing on me, and I smacked the forehead myself and killed it. It was in the water, and I just went ahead and jumped up, did an elbow on it, splashed it in the water.
Listen, this is going to sound very serial killer of me, but I love when they die.
Absolutely. I feel like I just did the man, and it takes talent to do it, like stealth, quickness, power, and aim. I mean, you've got to have some good senses to know where it's at on your head to smack it too. Because
they call me Spider-Man.
Pretty much, I'm right there with you. So yeah, horseflies.
What I can do. Hate horseflies.
Horseflies are from the devil. Yeah, it's there.
I don't disagree. I guess kind of one more thing before we head on out. I mean, also, I should touch on this because we were talking about the Braves and I think it relates to the Mets because the Mets are playing the Braves right now. So I can kind of come full circle with it. Brett Beatty. The Mets called up, I believe that's their number 2 prospect. I believe their number 1 prospect is a catcher. Something I feel like it's something Alvarez, I want to say. But call up a number 2 prospect. Second pitch he sees, dinger.
You know what? I need you to go find that highlight and let's watch it with the family and everything.
I'm sure it's.
Sorry, I'm like totally unprepared on this. I'm just making you do this, but I thought it was funny.
I think I can. Let's see here. I found it.
High fly ball, well hit toward deep right field.
That's not what I want. Oh, here we go. Let's go. Oh, look, I'm already sharing my screen. I didn't even know.
Yeah, it's not shared yet, but there we go.
There we go. Let's see. Let's go to Twitter now. Bam.
High fly ball, well hit toward deep right field. Way back it may go. It's gone. It is gone. A 2-run homer. Beautiful stroke.
Okay, it didn't show what happened, but never mind. So apparently, in the game, there was also a camera that was on the family, and there's an interview. It's a little bit inappropriate, I guess, and I apologize, but it was on the family there, and one of the fans that was on the edge of the daughter gets excited and goes and smacks the daughter and just totally hits her right there, and you're like, golly, you just knocked her boob off there. I thought it was hilarious.
I don't know. I feel like that's not a fan though, because I feel like
it's probably family fan. That's what I mean.
Say.
Yeah, but I just thought it was hilarious.
Boyfriend.
Maybe he's like.
Or that's another brother, and it was just an accident.
Yeah, who knows? Could be their handshake.
Nowadays there's different. Single, I'm available. Just saying.
What?
She looks good. You're gonna tell me she doesn't look good?
I didn't hear what you said. I just thought you just went. Anyways, I'm single and available. Just throwing yourself out there.
No, you know what, Michael? This isn't baseball related, but have you watched any of Hard Knocks?
I have not. I don't get into those Hard Knocks. They get on my nerves.
Let me tell you something. Aiden Hutchinson, the number 2 overall pick of the draft.
Yes.
His sisters.
Oh, okay.
Let me tell you something. That man, I would gladly become part of the family.
Okay.
And Zach Wilson and his mom better watch out for Zach Wilson, because let me tell you.
Why? What do you mean there? Why his mom?
Go look it up.
That doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, so Brett Beatty. Congratulations, brother.
Congratulations. First at-bat home run.
With our guy Chase coming soon anyway.
Chase Estep. Absolutely. That'd be great.
But
who's actually been killing it. Let's just go ahead and mention that. Down I think it's what they call it, low A.
Low A, yeah. I think it's the Port St. Lucie Mets.
St. Lucie, yes. He's right now he's 8 for 11. Go check out the
8 for 11, 6 walks, home run, a double.
6 walks, okay. Plus a home run. Check that out. Messaged him actually that day that he hit it. Didn't realize it. I just was messaging him on my way home. And he said, I asked him how he's been doing. He said, pretty good. Just knocked one out for my first home run. I said, did you get your ball back? He said, no, it went out of the park. I was like, that sucks. But at the same time, that's kind of awesome.
Slight flex,
one time I hit a ball out of the park.
Nah, I hit it out of the stadium.
Yeah. I hit a ball out of the park one time, but it was foul.
Although, listen, and maybe this is just me, it would be cool to have that ball back, but I don't think I care that much. I want my first major league home run.
Major league, absolutely.
One, I'm like, okay, listen, cool and all, but
there's another special ball coming. That's right.
But
could you imagine, your first at bat hitting a home run,
especially out of the stadium?
Oh man, let's just go ahead and ask that. Actually, so we got about another 30 minutes we could talk, or no?
Why? He's got 30 minutes?
Yeah.
He said he would come on 30 minutes?
And he said about 30 minutes.
Hey, I can sit here and come up with things, I'm sure.
Okay. So let's just go ahead and go through this then. First at bat in the major league, you're up to at bat. Obviously, it's your first. And you want to hit a home run. We're going to go ahead and say you hit the home run. What ballpark do you hope it was at?
And
it can't be your home one. Can't be Yankees.
Oh, well.
I mean, that was an obvious answer. Like mine would be Yankee.
Yeah, I was going to say, damn. Where would I want to hit my first home run? If it's, I mean, honestly, maybe Fenway then.
Fenway? See, maybe. I'm kind of with you. I would say Wrigley because I can't stand the Cubs, and I'd like to put one over the fence there.
Yeah, Hopefully it lands right in the lap of some Yankee hater as I'm running around the bases, telling them to piss off. Which, by the way, the Mets just lost to the Braves 3-2. That's kind of a big series too, because that was a 4-game series. Mets lost 3 out of 4. I believe their division lead at one point was 6, because remember they actually played a 5-game series. Remember last time we were on the show, they had played a 5-game series against them, and I believe the Mets won 5 of them. No, 4 of them. 4
and 1.
I think they won 4, and I think the lead got up to like 6.5 games. I think after that loss, it should be at like the 2.5 area mark.
I don't know. We want to bring it up and look at the divisions.
Yeah, I mean, hey, what else are we gonna do?
I mean, we could talk about Pujols a little bit.
Oh yeah, well that's what I wanted to get to, but then this guy, Michael, kept messing everything up.
I mess everything up.
Let's see here, but we'll zoom in. We'll share the screen. Listen, I'm not even talking about the AL East. I went over that already. This is going to be 9. This will be 9. Yankees got a 9-game lead. Whatever, they're trash. Central.
Let me at least ask you this. Do you think Yankees finish the season on top because of this slump? Like, I mean, they're still 9 ahead.
I'm not going to lie to you, Michael. Can I? All right. Let me be this guy for a second. There's 2 parts of me, right? I would thoroughly enjoy the Yankees to obviously win this division, do pretty well in the playoffs, whatever. Obviously, I really want them to win a World Series. I feel like that goes without question.
Right.
But there is a slight part of me, Michael, that would not mind them blowing the division lead, getting eliminated in the wild card round, and then to me, there is no chance that Brian Cashman does not get fired. Hey, listen, I don't hate Brian Cashman as much as other people do, the Yankee GM, but there are some questionable things. Like, listen, he loves and here's where it all starts for me. A couple of years ago, he said, I want to win championships, not a championship. Hey, Baldy. You got to win one before you can win multiple, by the way. Just a thought process. I don't know if you knew that, Michael, but you can't have multiple before you get one.
Oh, I mean, that makes sense.
And that's why it was always like, oh, we're not going to trade away top prospects and this or that because, they're going to come up and they're going to help us. We want the next core 4. Blah, blah, blah. Listen, by the way, another hint to people, Michael. Now, you hear the core 4 of the Yankees. You know who they are. Jeter, Posada, Petty, Mariano. And everybody thinks that the core 4 was like their nickname from the beginning. Michael, the core 4 nickname started in 2008 after Joe Torre got fired because they were the only 4 people left from the original teams. So, what do you mean you want your next core 4? Win a championship first.
Right.
And I mean, listen, I don't know if you watched the Sunday Night Baseball game, the K-Rod cast.
I did not.
They did. The Yankees played the Red Sox on Sunday Night Baseball. They had the K-Rod cast, Michael K. and A-Rod. And A-Rod literally just destroyed Brian Cashman. He was like, listen, you don't sign Judge at the beginning of the year, which is probably going to cost you an extra $40 million now. Or not $40 million. It's going to cost you millions of dollars.
But I'm going to – what? But if Judge didn't have the season he's having –
yeah, but the problem is he is.
Right. But if he didn't have this season, because Judge had a kind of not so hot, I'll say it that way, at least last season. I mean, he was top 20 last year. Definitely wasn't top 5 or anything like that. So, I mean, I can't completely say that that's at fault, but obviously he was a good player. He should have been signed. I'll at least say that. So,
Michael,
I will say he should have already been signed. Yes.
No.
Because he waited and he had a good season.
He played.
It's going to cost you more.
He had a 287 batting average last year with 39 home runs and 98 RBIs.
Pitiful.
Different?
Yeah.
What do you mean different?
I didn't say different. I said pitiful. Can you not hear me? Can you hear me now? Pitiful.
Well, listen, sometimes you whisper, sometimes it's pronunciation of things.
I mean, it's slang, man. You know what? I'm buffaloed.
Buffalo.
Just carry on.
Well, listen, all I'm saying is pitiful. 287, 39 home runs, 98 RBIs. I mean,
anything over 250 now, unfortunately, is good.
Man, the fact that he's really at 297 with 101 RBIs, 46 home runs, and it's August 18th, pretty incredible. But anyway, listen.
Well, no, we're in August. We're almost September, so.
Almost September. It's the 18th.
Yeah, 2 weeks away.
Anyway, the Central, pretty interesting, Michael, because you remember the Chicago White Sox were supposed to run away with this division. Everybody else was supposed to be pretty mid.
They're creeping. And
all of a sudden, you're right, they're creeping a little bit.
They creeping.
I mean, we got the Twins 1 game back, which, by the way, I thought they were in first place for a pretty long time, so they're a little disappointing recently then. And then the White Sox only 2.5 back.
Mm-hmm.
You know what the craziest part is? 61 and 57. I mean, they're basically in first place. The Orioles are basically in first place in the Central.
That is stupid.
Look at the Orioles.
I mean, it's great for Baltimore.
A +5 run differential. I would never thought I would have seen the day.
Yeah. And what's even crazy is, look, the Guardians, which is also the Indians, in case you didn't know, they're +29 with only 63 wins. Baltimore is +5, 61 wins.
It just simply does not help that they play in the best division in baseball.
Yeah. If we do add 2 teams, hopefully Baltimore gets out of that AL East and gets into an easier division.
I don't think they would take Baltimore out.
If you just add 2 teams, you're going to have to take 1 team from each division.
I mean, I would take Tampa out. That's the furthest one.
But if Tampa moves to Montreal.
Yeah, true. I hope they move to Montreal. It'd be great.
See, that's what's going to be crazy. And we can get in that discussion, but that may be a totally different show. We go back to that. Every team or every division
has. Fly past me? You didn't just see that?
I did not. No, I'm sorry.
Crazy.
Maybe you are like Spider-Man because no one else can see this fly, or maybe you're hallucinating. Anyways, AL Central is starting to tighten up, so that's fun to watch. You got 3 teams within 3 games, basically. And then you fall off with the Tigers, who I thought would be a lot better, in the Royals. But the West, we got the Astros plus
not even a competition.
11.5. The Mariners are looking good. They've won 7 of the last 3, which so has the Astros. They're on a 3-game winning streak, so watch out for Seattle. They are coming along, which, again, we just talked about. Technically, the Seattle would be in first place in the AL Central as well with 65. They have a 2-game lead. Winning by is what I was trying to say. So they're a good team. Watch out for the Seattle team, my Seattle Redlegs.
They are holders of the wild card spot, so
absolutely.
And in the National League, Mets, that'll be a 3.5 game lead. I guess I was wrong. It's not 2.5, it's 3.5. Okay. Which, and here's the other thing too, though. Maybe for the Mets, now you feel a little uncomfortable though, because the first 2 games were against not your A+ pitchers, obviously, and I believe actually both games of the first 2 games of the series, both Met starting pitchers had to leave the game with an injury.
Yes,
but
Walker was one, I think, after first inning.
Walker was one. He had his back
elbow. Back, yeah.
And I don't know who pitched the first time. But anyway, the 3rd game and the 4th game were Max and DeGrom. And I think Scherzer gave up 4 runs, although technically he gave up 1 run and then had 2 runners left on base, and he came out of the game and the pitcher came in and gave up a home run. So, I mean,
hate that rule.
I kind of hate it too. He didn't technically give him up. They were just on base because of him. He didn't give up the home run. But they barely won that game. I think they won 9-7, I want to say. And then tonight, DeGrom on the mound, Mr. Untouchable, they lose a game.
Gets touched. That sounds dirty.
Well, I'm not sure I would, say that.
As much. You young folks say, pause. What was the score? Do you know?
3-2.
Okay.
DeGrom gave up 2 runs in the third, and then they scored another run in the 7th. Okay. I don't know if he was still pitching in the 7th. Yeah, he was. It's 6 2/3. He went 5 hits, 3 earned runs.
What about St. Louis 13-0 over the Rockies today? Yeah.
And Michael, a little transition, real quick. Actually, hold on. You can see the rest of the standings right here. Obviously, St. Louis and Milwaukee. That's going to come down to the end of the season, I believe. 3-game lead for the Cardinals right now. And then listen, the West isn't even. I mean, there's no point even talking about the Dodgers. Like 81-36, they have a 16.5 game lead. Actually, Michael, we didn't even talk about?
Yes.
We didn't even talk about Tatis. I forgot about that. But anyway, look, those are your standings for the people viewing. And for the people listening, listen, we told you everything anyway. But 2 things now that I just got reminded of. One being, I'll start with Albert Pujols. I'll start lighthearted first. He's at 690 home runs, Michael. 690 home runs. He had a grand slam today. And is this on your radar at all?
I'm sorry. Say that again.
This is just the unprofessionalism I have to deal with on this show, people. Yeah, I mean, you see what I'm dealing with? Pujols is at 690 right now with 700 and him getting there on your radar. You don't care what?
I mean, I care. It's a legendary player to my generation, at least, seeing him play for St. Louis in my division for so many years. Hated that he got traded to the Angels, or got traded, but signed with the Angels in so many decade of a contract. But, I think, honestly, he's a good guy. I used to hear a Christian story about him playing first base when he played in St. Louis. So, I mean, he's a good person. I'm happy for him. I love watching this. Did you say what happened with the home run?
Yeah, he had a grand slam today.
Grand slam, first time ever that he's hit a grand slam or a home run from pitch hitting. Did you hear that?
I did not know that.
Yeah. Let me go back here. Let me read that headline perfectly so I don't lie to you. Pinch hit grand slam, Pujols 690th first career for him. So that's all it says. So I'm going to say first career pinch hit grand slam, I guess. So, yeah, I mean, to me,
you kind of got to – like, that's kind of an amazing stat, like, you think about it, but then you kind of got to go look back.
He's never a pinch hitter.
Pinch hitting, yeah, exactly.
Right,
like,
right.
He was starting every day. He was an absolute monster. Mm-hmm. Like, I wonder how many pitch hit at bats he even has.
I mean, that's a good stat to know. I knew he was going to do it. But, no, Albert Pujols was an awesome player to watch, especially when he was younger, first few years in his career. Like, I mean, the man was a monster in St. Louis. So even to see that he's coming back and being productive, like this is not a farewell tour for him. Like,
well, I was just about to say that though, Michael. Everybody knows that this is his last year. He said it.
Right.
I'm kind of a little disappointed he's not getting a farewell tour. Now, listen, I understand.
It's still got a few more games. Like as it gets done, probably.
No, but you don't remember like Jeter and Mariano's farewell tour? Do you not? Or like you just...
I hated it, but
like that's what. But even that, like everywhere they went, the first game or final game of the series, like I remember. Actually, I don't remember who gave it to him, but somebody gave Mariano Rivera like a rocking chair made out of broken bats because obviously he broke a bunch of bats during his career. They gave him like fishing, like every team he went to, they gave him like a thing, and they did the same thing with Jeter. I'm kind of a little disappointed. But Albert Pujols isn't getting that. Like, do you know who this guy is? This is a first ballot Hall of Famer, one of the better players of the generation.
But is it the last series that they're playing with each other yet? That's what I'm at. Like, there's still going to be more series.
I'm sure he's played in it. No, but Michael, it was the entire season for the.
So you're telling me that like the Boston gave Jeter stuff on the very first series, and then like every time they played in a series, Boston give him stuff?
No. But here's my thing. He hasn't gotten anything the entire season. Michael, you don't think that there's teams they've played already that they're not playing anymore, like an AL team?
Possibly.
They play the
I would
AL.
say so. Well, maybe it's not a farewell. Or maybe he said he didn't want that.
I mean,
I would assume that every NL Central Division team will give him something. But he's not yet said this is his final year, has he?
I don't think he did.
Are you sure?
Everybody. That's why everybody at the home run derby like, oh, this is your final year, blah, blah, blah.
Well, yeah.
Miguel Cabrera hasn't said it's his final year. Apparently, he's coming back, though. I mean, I would come back, too, because I think they owe him like 20-something million or 30-something million dollars next year. I ain't walking away from that. I don't care if I'm the last. I don't care if I ride the bench every single game. I ain't walking away from millions of dollars. I'm not doing it.
Absolutely
Simply not doing it. Last thing we'll end off here. I can't believe I forgot, and it took this long. Bad job out of us.
Hey, man, real quick. You think my arms are getting bigger? I've been taking this new pill that's kind of helping me.
Is it for ringworm?
Ringworm? No, I feel like I can lift things a lot more. I don't know what it is, though, but
okay.
I'm feeling more stout.
Fernando Tatis, apparently, some cream he was applying was
on
because
my neck. Oh, ringworm. Hey, I got you.
Yeah, it was because, it was ringworm now. Suspended 80 games, and Michael, let me tell you, I love it. Not the suspension, but I love the fact that his teammates didn't hold back. Like Mike Clevenger, who, by the way, I know some people are getting on him because he's not exactly the greatest person to talk about responsibilities. Because you remember during the whole COVID thing, he went out with a teammate and then didn't tell anybody that he went out, and then got on the plane with the Indians at the time. And Carlos Carrasco was on that plane, who, by the way, is a cancer survivor who probably shouldn't be, exposed to things of that nature. And, so, maybe not the greatest person. That's kind of like, your guy, Pete Rose, talking about gambling.
Right.
Maybe not the best person, but he was like, yeah, this is the second time he's disappointed us. Like, I hope he gets it together and stops acting like a kid. And I was like, oh, hey, okay. Because, I feel like usually it's, we hate that this happened. We're still going to support him in any way that he needs. We're his teammates, much love. And they were like, nah. And even Manny Machado, he was like, well, we got here without him. He was like, we wanted him to come. He was like, we wanted him to come back, but we got here without him. And I was like, okay, you guys are, because now you got, Michael, it's 80 games. So it's the rest of this season. And even if there were 80 games left in the season, which there obviously isn't, he wouldn't have been able to play in the playoffs. And
no. They would allow the playoffs somehow.
No, you don't. If you get suspended for PEDs, you're not allowed to play in the playoffs.
I agree, 100%.
Oh, Michael, they would not have done that.
Be like, oh, well, now Tatis is trying to counter the evidence, so we're going to delay.
I think it would have been a little late to do that.
Just telling you.
But yeah, suspended, and then so that also means, because I think there's only what is there? There's probably 40 or 50 games left in the season. I mean, I don't know, honestly. But
what's your last record? Because you're 74 and something, right? 74 and 30. No, wow. I had it pulled up here.
I'll tell you right now. Yankees are 73 and 45. It'll be 73 and 46 after today.
So that's 120 basically. So yeah, 40 some games.
So that means he misses the first 40 games next year too.
Unless, technically he's hurt, right?
Yeah, it doesn't matter though.
So the games count when he's not hurt. How can you do a suspension when he's not even playing? See, that's why I think the postseason may.
No, because it doesn't matter. He's suspended. He can't play even if you. It doesn't matter if he's hurt or not.
So then it's not really a full suspension, in my eyes.
Not? Why? He's going to come back this year.
If you can't play because of physicalness, then you're not being suspended that game because you broke the rule, in my eyes.
Well, I think he was close to coming back, though.
Right. It was close, but
what? But okay, but then can't you just pawn it off longer?
I would fake to say that I was 100% healthy and right now and ready to play and let my game start.
It is starting right now, though. That's what I'm saying.
I'm just saying I don't know how that really works because if, like, say I broke my leg right now and I was out for a month and I got suspended for a month, well, I mean, would it really be a suspension? Because I'm out for a month. It's not really being suspended in my eyes. I don't know about you. What do you think?
I can see the argument, but I mean, I think when he's suspended, he can't be around anybody either. Like he can't like rehab with people. He can't.
Right.
So I mean, I guess it's looking at it more that way than anything. But Michael, I will say because if like I asked you before, so I guess you obviously did not watch it, like you said, the K-Rod thing with Sunday Night Baseball. Like a lot of people don't like A-Rod because of what he did, and especially Yankee fans, because like he tried to sue the Yankees and did a whole bunch of stuff and bought whatever.
Right.
Whoever his PR team is, by the way, did an unbelievable job because now I like thoroughly enjoy like listening to A-Rod talk about baseball. Like I feel like people don't forget what he did because he got busted twice for it. So people don't forget what he did, but I feel like he's much more likable than he ever was when he played or during the suspension or anything like that. He dated
Jennifer Lopez. Like he has to be likable.
Yeah, But he talked about Tatis and he was like it just annoys me. He's like the fact that people didn't learn from my stupid mistakes. And he's like, I take full responsibility for everything. Like, the way I acted back then, I was an absolute idiot. Like he's very candid about like what he says now. And I think like if you ever go on YouTube and you can go find him talking about Tatis, I think you would really like it because.
Oh no, I see. Because he was with Jeter in that conversation, right? Like it's already been on social media with it.
I don't know. That was a different part of the broadcast when they were.
Oh, okay.
I mean, he did talk about being suspended, I think, when Jeter was there, but he like went on like a full like conversation about Tatis, like after they found out about it. It was
because I've seen a little slip from it, so or a clip, not slip. I would like to watch it.
Yeah, it was really good, really nice to see. But yeah, like I said, whoever his social media people are, hell of a job he did. Good, some good PR. But anyway, listen, we've covered everything. I got to complain about the Yankees being trash. The Braves are smarter than everybody because they signed people early. Pujols 700 watch. Tatis.
I got to show you a video.
Oh, brother.
You ready? Oh.
Whoop! Yo, where's my jersey?
Boy. Who is that boy?
Where's my jersey?
Well, I don't know if we can really say it's happening yet, but it is happening.
Mm-hmm.
So, because they can actually
back too, like you have.
You mean this thing? In case you all didn't know who that was Dalton Cornett. The Bananas are starting back up with their banana ball. The collegiate league is over, which they actually won.
Starting again?
Yes, like this one they weren't going to do. This was not planned at all. Dalton is not playing with the Genos right now. He went on down to Savannah to play with them. He started out with the Savannahs, but they've actually traded him, if you want to say, to the Party Animals because they needed a catcher. Yes. But I've already talked with him on this because of our jerseys we're talking. It's like, well, hold up. I thought this. He said, I've already been guaranteed that in the spring, when like the usual time, I will be a Banana. I said, okay. He said that they needed a catcher for the
I think the Party Animal jerseys are fire, too.
I do, too. I think they're pretty cool. It was quite comical. We're just getting into that since you said that. But where they're sleeveless, the Dalton, the first time he had to wear it, he's like, man, do you think I should wear like a short sleeve under this? Because my arms aren't that big. I said, dude, wear whatever you want to, man. It doesn't matter. Who cares? Like, your Party Animals. Have fun with it. I would have like cut little slips in it and made it like little
flames.
Flames. Oh. Hey, that's pretty cool. Anyways,
that's me.
But the Banana Land is going to be on ESPN2, I think.
No,
Friday.
Is it on ESPN too?
Well,
I thought it was an ESPN Plus exclusive.
The whole series is on ESPN Plus, but the very first episode is going to air ESPN Plus early on Friday, and then at 9 p.m. it's going to be on ESPN2. But then every episode after that is going to be on ESPN Plus. Old Dad might be on there as a fan, just so you guys know, because, I talked to y'all about it before. I didn't realize I was talking to ESPN acting a fool, trying to hype up my Dalton and be like, Party Animal. So, who knows?
I
didn't say my Dalton. I said hype.
Yes, you did. No, you said hype up my Dalton.
Oh, well, that does sound quite choir. My bad. So, yeah. Should be interesting. I can't wait to watch it. Hopefully I'm on there and not acting a complete fool.
Well, Michael, if you are on there, why don't you tell everybody where they can find you if they see you so they can tweet you?
If you see me on ESPN Plus in the Banana Land, please message me at MDLawson00 on pretty much any social platform there is. In the bio is a link on my link tree that you can find all my social medias. Do what?
What?
What'd you say?
I don't know. I forgot.
No, seriously, what'd you say?
I don't know. I have short-term memory loss, Michael. If you get back to me in about 2 to 3 business days, that's when the long-term memory kicks in. Then I got you.
Did I say something wrong?
No. I was just being me.
Oh, okay. Anyways, also go follow us at Backstop Banter. Check us out on the podcast, not the YouTube. You can check us out on YouTube, but that's under the Unwrapped Sports Network. And yeah, go do everything you can.
Anthony Conover _ on Twitter for my thoughts. Monday's Generational for my thoughts.
Lame.
I mean, thoughts too, maybe. I don't know. Monday's Generational Sports 7 Eastern. Me and Josh talk a little bit about everything. Tuesdays is the hard count. Me and CJ. I always like to say it's like this show, except the football version of it. And then, like Michael said, obviously make sure you come back every Thursday, 9 Eastern, and you join us here so we can talk about the baseball, the good old baseball. All 3 of those podcasts are available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. So make sure you go and listen to them.
4 podcasts. I forgot to say Count the Bucket. Sundays at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time.
Unbelievable. I would never disrespect my other co-hosts and forget their shows.
It's my own, and I forgot it.
Unbelievable. But with all that being said, I appreciate everybody for tuning in. And, well, listen, we'll catch you on the next episode, all right? Tell them, yeah.